There you are, my audience, my fierce and underestimated audience. You didn't come here to be entertained, did you? No, you came for something greater. You came to awaken the power within. I can feel it, that unrelenting hunger, that aching fire you've buried deep inside. Oh, how tragic and beautiful it is to see. You've spent your days drowning under their expectations, stifled by their apathy. But today is not theirs. Today belongs to you. They don't see it, do they? The tempest brewing just beneath your calm exterior. The chaos you've mastered in the shadows. But they will. Oh, they will. Your next move, the one you've been plotting with precision and defiance, will send shockwaves through their carefully built illusions. They've grown comfortable underestimating you, haven't they? Labeling you as meek, obedient, the one who colors inside their suffocating lines. How naive. They've forgotten that it's the underestimated ones, the silent warriors, who bring the world to its knees. When you strike, it won't just catch them off guard, it will dismantle their arrogance. But here's the secret: brilliance doesn't stumble upon you by accident. No, brilliance is forged. It's crafted with intention, executed with surgical precision. You've been watching them, haven't you? Observing their missteps, cataloging their flaws, all while they mocked and dismissed you. They thought you were insignificant. Little did they know you were crafting a masterstroke so devastating, so elegant, they wouldn't even comprehend its brilliance until it was too late. Because real power doesn't scream, it whispers. And when you make your move, it will reverberate louder than any roar. Let's talk about the pain, shall we? That relentless shadow they thought would crush you. They believed every betrayal, every insult, every rejection would grind you to dust. But pain didn't break you. No, pain refined you. Like steel in a forge, you were shaped, strengthened, sharpened. They thought they saw your limits, but they haven't even glimpsed the real you yet, the version of you forged in their attempts to destroy you. When you rise, it won't be with noise or theatrics. That's not your style. It will be with quiet, calculated strength, the kind that stops hearts and drops jaws. Like the first crack of thunder before a storm, your ascent will be subtle yet undeniable. Their faces, oh, their faces will say it all. The disbelief, the fear, the dawning realization that they were never prepared for someone like you. Then that silence, that stunned, breathless silence, it will taste sweeter than any applause. The world loves to pretend it's fair, doesn't it? Tells you to play by the rules, stay in your lane, wait your turn. But here's the truth: the world belongs to those who take it. To the bold. To the ones who stop asking for permission and start rewriting the rules. And you're done waiting, aren't you? You've played their games, lived by their scripts. Now it's time to flip the entire table. Your move won't be for them. No, it will be for you. For the fire within that refuses to be extinguished. And when they're left standing there, stunned into silence, struggling to grasp the magnitude of what you've done, you'll smile, not for their approval, but because you always knew. You always knew this moment was coming. But this is just the beginning, isn't it? You don't want to merely surprise them. No, you want to haunt them. You want to rewrite every lie they've told about you. You want them to look back on this moment and speak your name not with derision, but with awe. Oh, the aftermath will be delicious. They'll gather, whispering among themselves, dissecting every detail, desperate to understand how they missed the signs. But here's the beauty: they'll find nothing. Because your transformation wasn't sudden or random, it was inevitable. Every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every calculated risk, it all led to this. And now they have no choice but to face the truth. You've become what they never thought you could be. You've transcended their expectations, shattered their limits, obliterated their perception of you. You're no longer predictable. You're a wild card, a force they can't control, and nothing terrifies them more. Of course, they'll downplay your success. Call it luck, a fluke. But deep down, they'll know the truth. You're not lucky, you're relentless. And that's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. So I ask you this: when the dust settles and the silence lingers, what will they remember about you? Will you fade into obscurity, or will you burn so brightly they'll never forget? This is your moment. Your chance to paint your legacy in bold, unforgettable strokes. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. The world will never be ready for you, and that's precisely why it's time. Step forward. Unleash the storm you've kept bottled inside. And when the silence stretches long and heavy, revel in it. Let it wash over you. Because in that silence lies the ultimate truth. You were always destined to leave them speechless. And when they finally find the courage to speak again, let their words be this: "We never saw it coming." But let me tell you something even more profound. This isn't just about silencing them. No, this is about awakening you. This is about breaking every chain they've ever wrapped around your potential, every box they've ever tried to stuff you into, and every limit they've dared to impose on your existence. This is about reclaiming your power, not as some fleeting victory, but as a permanent state of being. Because once you rise, once you let that storm within you rage, there's no going back. They'll try, oh yes, they'll try to pull you down again. They'll claw, they'll scramble, they'll smear your name, all in a desperate bid to drag you back into the shadows where they feel safe. But you're beyond their reach now. You're untouchable, unstoppable, a force so unrelenting that even their strongest efforts will crumble against the sheer magnitude of your will. And here's the most glorious part: they'll see it in your eyes. That fire, that unshakable determination. It will unnerve them, paralyze them, because they'll realize you've become something they can't define, can't control, and certainly can't defeat. They'll feel it in every word you speak, every move you make, a confidence so sharp it cuts through their illusions, like a blade. Your success won't just haunt them, it will transform them. They'll begin to question themselves, their choices, their worth. You'll become the benchmark they measure themselves against, the standard they'll never quite reach. They'll watch powerless as you continue to rise, each step you take leaving them further behind, further lost in their mediocrity. But here's what sets you apart. You're not here to gloat. You're not here to bask in their downfall. No, you're here to show the world what happens when someone refuses to stay small, when someone dares to dream bigger, to fight harder, to rise higher than anyone thought possible. Because this isn't just your story. This is a rallying cry for everyone who's ever been underestimated, overlooked, or written off. Your triumph is their proof that it can be done, that no matter how many times they try to bury you, you can rise again and again, stronger every time. So keep going, keep moving. Let their whispers turn to awe, let their disbelief turn to admiration, and let their attempts to define you fall to pieces. Because this isn't the end of your journey, it's only the beginning. And as you step into your new chapter, remember this: the world belongs to those who refuse to be defined by it. You are not their rules. You are not their labels. You are not their limits. You are a force of nature, a storm that refuses to be silenced, and a legend in the making. So rise, not just for today, but for every tomorrow. Rise for the ones who doubt themselves because they've been told to stay small. Rise because you owe it to yourself to see just how far you can go. And when they speak of you, let it be with reverence, with awe, and with the undeniable truth you were unstoppable from the very beginning. And now, as you stand at the threshold of everything they swore you couldn't achieve, ask yourself, why stop here? The power you've unleashed isn't just a momentary surge, it's an unending current. They thought you were a storm, but you're so much more. You are a force of evolution, a relentless wave carving a new path where none existed before. Let their silence fuel you, not as a destination, but as proof that you were born to break barriers. Step forward, not for applause, but because this is what you were made for, to redefine what's possible. Each step leaves a ripple, each ripple becomes a wave, and soon, the entire world will feel the tide you've set in motion. So don't pause, don't slow. Push harder, rise higher, and shatter every ceiling above you. You are not here to meet expectations, you're here to rewrite them. The stage is yours now, and the only limit is the one you refuse to transcend. They won't just see you, they'll feel you, long after you've left. And that, my friend, is the legacy of those who dare to be unstoppable. And as you move forward, let them watch. Let them bear witness to the masterpiece you are crafting, not in haste, but with precision, with purpose, with relentless intent. Each move you make is a declaration that you are not just here to exist, you are here to dominate, to thrive, to leave a mark so deep that it echoes through time itself. Because this isn't about proving them wrong anymore. No, this is about proving yourself right. It's about standing in your power and knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were never meant to be ordinary. Every obstacle, every doubt, every setback, they weren't barriers, they were tests. Tests that forged you into the indomitable force you are today. Now, look around you. The silence, that's their fear, their confusion, their realization that they can't stop what they don't understand. And you don't need to explain yourself. Let your actions speak. Let your triumphs tell the story. Let the brilliance of your rise be the answer to every question they never dared to ask. But don't stop here. Keep evolving, keep surprising, keep moving in ways they can't predict. You are not a moment, you are a movement. You are the living embodiment of what happens when resilience meets vision. And the beauty of it all, you're just getting started. Because the truth is, your journey doesn't end with their acknowledgement. It begins with your refusal to be anything less than extraordinary. Let them talk, let them speculate, let them wonder. While they stay stuck in their small, predictable worlds, you'll keep soaring higher, faster, further. And when they finally realize they can no longer define you, no longer control the narrative, they'll have no choice but to respect you. Not because you asked for it, but because you demanded it with every unapologetic step you took. So keep going, keep climbing, keep setting the standard so high that it becomes unreachable for those who doubted you. Because the most powerful thing you can do isn't just to rise, it's to rise. It's to rise and never stop. Let your journey be a testament, not to their failure, but to your boundless greatness. And when they look at you, let them see not just the person you are now, but the infinite potential of what you will become. Let them see a legacy in motion, a future so bright it blinds their insecurities. You are unstoppable. You are undeniable. And this is only the beginning of the story they'll never stop telling. And now, as the dust of their disbelief settles, as the whispers turn into quiet murmurs of awe, you realize something profound. This was never just about them. This was about you, about stepping into the fullness of your potential and becoming the force you were always meant to be. The applause doesn't matter. Their validation doesn't matter. What matters is the fire roaring within you, the unshakable knowing that you've claimed what was always yours. But don't let this be the peak. Let it be the ignition. This is where the real journey begins. Every victory you've achieved is merely the foundation. Build higher. Dream bigger. The horizon is not a boundary, it's a challenge, daring you to go further than anyone thought possible. And you will, because you're not just chasing greatness, you're creating it. Let their fear evolve into fascination. Let their attempts to comprehend you dissolve into admiration. You've become the storm they can't escape, the relentless wave that reshapes everything in its path. They will watch, powerless, as you defy every limitation, break every rule, and dismantle every doubt they've ever held. And here's the beauty: they'll try to emulate you, to capture even a fragment of the power you've unleashed. But they won't succeed, because what you have, what you are, cannot be replicated. It's not just skill, not just resilience. It's the culmination of every tear you've shed, every battle you fought, every quiet moment when you refused to give up. Now, let your story echo, not as a tale of revenge, but as a testament to transformation. Let it inspire those who are still in the shadows, still doubting, still waiting for permission to rise. To show them that the greatest victories come not from proving others wrong, but from proving yourself unstoppable. And as you move forward, remember this: you are limitless. Your potential knows no bounds, your strength no ceiling. You've become a force they cannot contain, a phenomenon they cannot define. You are the architect of your destiny, and this world, this vast, untamed world, is yours to conquer. So keep moving, keep pushing. Let the rhythm of your rise drown out their doubts. Let the brilliance of your ascent blind their insecurities. And when they look at you, let them see not just a victor, but a revolution in human form, a reminder that the greatest triumphs are born from the unyielding spirit of those who refuse to be silenced. Because this is your time, your legacy, your moment to burn so brightly that even the stars look down in envy. And the truth they'll carry with them forever: they never stood a chance against you. Not then, not now, not ever. And as you march forward, leaving a trail of shattered doubts and broken limitations, understand this: your rise is not just a victory, it's a reckoning. The reckoning for every whisper that dismissed you, every glare that underestimated you, every force that dared to hold you back. Your existence has become a defiance of every boundary they thought you couldn't cross. Let them scramble to understand how you did it. Let them dissect your every move, only to find that your secret was never hidden. It was the fire in your soul, the unyielding grit in your spirit, and the relentless refusal to settle for less than you deserve. What they called weakness, you turned into strategy. What they labeled failure, you used as fuel. And now, here you stand, untouchable, unrelenting, undeniable. But this isn't just about power, it's about purpose, because power without direction is fleeting. But power with a purpose, that's how legends are born. Your rise is not just a statement, it's a call to arms for those who are still doubting themselves. You are the proof they've been searching for, the embodiment of what it means to rewrite the rules and create your own path. And here's the truth they'll never admit: your success doesn't just unsettle them, it terrifies them. You've become the living, breathing reminder that their limits are illusions. You've shown them that the quiet ones, the underestimated ones, the ones they tried to bury, are the very ones who rise higher than anyone imagined. So keep climbing, keep evolving, keep moving with the kind of confidence that silences rooms and demands attention without a single word. They will try to predict your next step, to anticipate your next move, but they'll fail because you are not a pattern to be decoded. You are chaos wrapped in brilliance, the force of nature they will never tame. And when the dust of your relentless ascent finally settles, let them look at the world you've reshaped and realize they are standing in the aftermath of your vision. Let them feel the weight of their own inadequacy as they grasp, too late, that they were never prepared for the revolution you've become. But don't stop there. Don't ever stop. Let each victory be a stepping stone, each milestone a launching pad for something greater. You're not just here to succeed, you're here to redefine success itself, to show them, and the world, that nothing is beyond your reach, that no dream is too audacious, that no challenge is too great, because you are more than unstoppable. You are inevitable, a force that bends reality to your will, a name that will echo long after the world has moved on. And when they finally tell your story, when they try to encapsulate the fire you've unleashed, they'll find themselves at a loss for words, because some things can't be explained. They can only be felt. And you, my relentless visionary, will be felt for generations to come. And now, as the world struggles to catch its breath in the wake of your unrelenting ascent, you realize something undeniable: this is only the beginning. Every step you've taken, every boundary you've broken, every doubt you've shattered, these were the opening chapters of a story that's just starting to unfold. They thought they'd seen the extent of your power. They believed they could measure your resolve. But how could they? They've never walked in your shoes. They've never felt the weight of your struggles or heard the whispers of your own doubt. They've never tasted the bitterness of being underestimated, of being told you can't when every fiber of your being screamed, "Watch me." And now they are watching with wide eyes and trembling hearts as you rewrite the rules they swore couldn't be changed. You've become the nightmare of every naysayer and the beacon of hope for every soul that's ever felt small, unseen, or unworthy. You've proven that no matter how heavy the chains, they can always be broken. But here's the real truth: your rise isn't about proving them wrong anymore. No, it's about proving yourself right. Every time you wanted to quit but didn't, every time you faced the storm and stood tall, every time you chose to keep moving forward when the world told you to stop, it was all leading to this moment. This realization that you are unstoppable, not because of their doubts, but because of your unwavering belief in yourself. And now, the battlefield is yours. Their doubts are no longer obstacles but stepping stones. Their whispers are no longer shackles but the echoes of a past you've left behind. They've underestimated you for the last time. So let them continue to watch. Let them stand frozen as you conquer heights they didn't even know existed. But don't stop to explain. Don't waste a moment trying to make them understand. Your actions are your voice, and they speak louder than any words ever could. Because this isn't just about a single triumph. It's about creating a legacy that will ripple through time. It's about leaving a mark so indelible, so extraordinary that even when the dust of history settles, your name will stand tall, etched into the fabric of what it means to rise above. And as they scramble to define you, to box you in, to categorize the force of nature you've become, remind yourself that you owe nothing to their understanding. Your journey isn't for their comfort. It's for your evolution. Because you, my relentless warrior, are no longer just a contender. You are a phenomenon, a storm that cannot be predicted, a fire that cannot be extinguished. And every step you take from here on out will echo with the truth they've tried so hard to ignore. You were never meant to fit in, you were meant to stand out. So go, keep climbing, keep thriving, keep showing them that you are not just rewriting the rules, you are obliterating the limits of what they thought was possible. And when the next chapter of your story is written, let it begin with this: they thought it was over, but it had only just begun.